Hi, and welcome to day 5 of STEAM. Today we're going to do a lesson on keyboard shortcuts. These are super helpful. They are super important to make your day quicker. So what you're going to do is access now the week 2 folder. And what you should see in the week 2 folder is day 5 keyboard shortcuts folder. So that's where you're headed. And then you have items in that folder that go in order. And I tried to number them this week to make it maybe easier. So you have instructions, which are number 1 for you to view. In the instructions, you will find exactly what you're supposed to do for the day. So if you missed the live lesson, watch the recording, view the keyboard shortcuts Google Slides, take the open note quiz on shortcuts, and then do your daily attendance. So navigating back to that keyboard shortcuts, going to number 2, which is the slideshow. Remember, anytime something is linked in Schoology, you will have to click the link above it again to open it up. It won't open up on its own, so that's not your computer messing up. That's simply how Schoology works. So now you have your Schoology tab where I would navigate back to day 5. Eventually, I would click on this quiz to have open after you viewed the slideshow. And so you can have a tab with the slideshow and a tab with the quiz open so you can look at both of them at the same time. So keyboard shortcuts on your Chromebook are different than keyboard shortcuts on a laptop or a desktop. We use them to make our lives go quicker, to make tasks go quicker, like copying and pasting. Instead of going all the way up to the menu, we can just copy and paste with a shortcut. Shortcuts make multitasking easier to do more than one job at a time. And there's actually a health benefit, which is pretty cool. You don't use your mouse as much, so you decrease your risk of RSI because you're using the keyboard more. So today we're talking about keyboard shortcuts on your Chromebook. This is a picture of your Chromebook, so the keyboard is different. There's different keys above your numbers. There's no extra numbers pad, so it just looks a little bit different. Some really important keys to know are the Control, the Alt, the Shift, especially these 3. You can see you have 2 sets, one on either side. So when the shortcut is done by your left hand, you would use the left ones. When the keyboard shortcut's done by your right hand, and on the right side, you use your right hand. So we're going to look at shortcuts when we're browsing the internet. So zooming in and zooming out of something, zoom in is Control and the plus sign, makes you go closer to the document. Zooming out, Control minus sign. And then one I didn't know is to reset it back to normal instead of having to go up to the menu and reset it back to 100%. You can use Control 0. Control Alt and the question mark opens up this menu of all your keyboard shortcuts. So that's really interesting. You can look at all the things you can do. Then we have ones that you might be familiar with, Control A, Control C, and Control V. So Control A highlights it all, Control C copies it, and Control V pastes it. These are ones I use all the time. There's also a tutorial here showing you about using copy and paste. This is one that's going to be super important, both of these, during our course together. You will use this a lot. So this is a great one to practice. You also need it on the quiz, and make sure you read the instructions on the quiz carefully for what it's asking you to take pictures of and how. The full screenshot, and there's a video in case you want to watch it in live action from a Chromebook. I can't do it right now because I'm on a laptop, but this is a video from a Chromebook. Control and the key above your 6 takes a full screen, and Control Shift and the key above your 6 you can draw the part of the screen you want. Okay, so more browsing shortcuts. In a new window, to open something in a new window, Control N and Control T to open another tab in your window. So to open another tab, Control T. To open a brand new window, Control N. Control Shift W will close the window, and Control W closes the tab. Split screen, if you don't have an extension called Dual List, and we will get that on our Chromebooks if you don't already during our extensions lesson, but to split your screen so you could see my Zoom and your Schoology page at the same time, Control or Alt and your bracket symbol split your page. So that's another easy one to use. To dock your screen to the left or right is one side Alt bracket, other side Alt bracket. Reload a page. When in doubt, refresh it out. Control R instead of having to push the button. And open your downloads folder, Control J. That's a good one to have because that's where you can find your screenshots and rename them. Add a bookmark to your bookmarks bar, Control D will add it to your bookmarks bar. And to hide your bookmarks bar, Control Shift B. That was a good one to know because sometimes you accidentally hit that and delete your bookmarks bar, and then you're like, where'd my bookmarks go? To go right up to your Omnibox to type in your Google search, Control L. Control B to bold something, Control U to underline it, Control I to italicize it when you're typing. This is one of my favorite ones too, Control Z. This is to undo it. So if you need to go back in time and be like, oh, I didn't want to do that, I deleted it or I copied it by accident, Control Z. To redo it, if you were like, oh my God, why did I undo that? Control Y. And then this is one we used the other day when you were doing your About Me. Control K brings up the link box so that you can link text. So you highlight your text, hit Control K, and then whatever you highlight becomes your link. And that's the end of the slideshow. So the next thing you'll want to do is while having the slideshow open, you'll want to open up your quiz in your other tab so that you can do the quiz and the slideshow at the same time. Using that split screen shortcut would help because you can have the slideshow open while the quiz is open too on half of your screen. And then last but not least, we have attendance for the day. Where, oh, where did Miss Watts go? Maybe. There she is. I actually went here this weekend, which is always a scary time. I am at the Walmart. Walmart today on day 5. One word, Walmart. Getting some school supplies and groceries. Okay, Walmart. Have a good rest of your day.